Welcome to SolidCAM Professor. I'm Sydney, your SolidCAM Professor, with one of many videos available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In this recording, we'll illustrate the use of SolidCAM 3D milling for milling out a prismatic part. We'll first start by using a rough cut to take out the bulk of the material around the part itself. So for that, if I were to open up the operation, you'll see that we'll be using the technology of rough, contour, and also we added in clean flats after roughing. Since we'll be going down every 3 millimeters, but I still want to go back up and clean out any of the flats that may be over here as well, which may be missed by every 3 millimeters. I'll be leaving 0.2 millimeters off the wall and the floor of the part. Now also in our mode, we'll be using the profile option. We will automatically also approach the open pockets from the outside. These points are automatically calculated in the program itself, allowing it to approach the part from the outside. Taking a quick look at our simulation, you'll see that the part is being milled from the outside using that 10 millimeter end mill. You can also note that there are areas in this part that could not be machined because the tool was too large to go into that part. So for that, we'll be using our next operations of rest roughing. Now for our rest material machining, we've actually broken it up into 2 separate operations. One using an 8 millimeter end mill and the second one using a 5 millimeter end mill in order to minimize the tool load on the tool itself, not to do the whole thing with a 5 millimeter end mill. If I were to just go into the first operation of the rest roughing, you'll see that the tool that we'll be using is the 8 millimeter end mill. Going into my geometry, you'll see that we'll be using the option of cut only rest material. So only work on the areas where there's material left over to be cut. And in my technology, again, you can see we'll be doing the rough contour, going down every 2 millimeters and leaving a wall offset of 0.2 millimeters. The next operation does the exact same thing. However, it's using a 5 millimeter end mill. And this way, it'll only work in the areas where the 8 millimeter end mill could not go. Let's just take a quick look at the simulation of both of these operations together. You'll see that the first operation works in these areas as shown over here, whereas the second operation completes the areas where the previous tool, the 8 millimeter end mill, could not machine, such as these pockets down over here as well. Now for our final cuts, we'll be finishing off the part using the constant Z option for finishing off the walls and the horizontal option in the constant Z for finishing off the floors. The first operation will be working with the constant Z vertical to the part itself. In other words, working only on the walls. We'll be using a 4 millimeter end mill. And if we go into technology, you'll see we'll be using constant Z. And in the data, we'll be going down every 1 millimeter, working constant Z wall machining. Note the constant Z flat floor machining is not checked, so it will not work on any of the floors. Taking a quick look at the simulation, you'll see that the tool will only work on the walls themselves, not touching any of the floors. As it goes down, clearing off all the walls as shown over here until it gets down to the very bottom of the part. Now to finish off the floors, we'll be doing almost the exact same thing with the exact same tool. However, if we go into our technology and we'll go into our constant Z, you can see that the constant Z wall machining is not checked, but we have checked off now the constant Z flat floor machining. So this will only work on the floor itself. Taking a quick look again at the simulation of the part, you'll see that the tool now will only work on the flat floors as shown over here, working on the top of the part as shown over here. These areas over here, any area that's a flat floor is where this operation will be working now. As you can see, it's also working on these floors over here. Did not work on any of the walls as shown over here. For more videos on SolidCAM Professor, please go to our website www.solidcam.com and look for the tab called SolidCAM Professor. Thank you for joining us on SolidCAM Professor. Take care and have a nice day.